It's our time now.
Jordan Peele's Us, rated R.
Still getting my head wrapped around that. What is going on, everybody? I am the Entertainist, and welcome back. Now, this is my very first movie review. I just want to forewarn everybody that my movie reviews are going to be spoiler-free, and then I'm going to do breakdown videos, and obviously breakdowns are going to include spoilers. So for those who have not seen the movie, you're safe here. You are all safe. Except for the part when... No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're going to talk about Us. I saw that it's opening night. And after I saw that, that's all I've really been thinking about. It's just such a mind blower. It's one of the most original and creative horror movies that I've probably ever seen. And this one is most definitely more of a horror movie than Get Out was. I'd consider Get Out more of a thriller. This one definitely has a lot more horror elements to it. Like, yeah, it's honestly, no, it's not a scary movie. Like, if you're gonna go there expecting to be scared, well, I mean, it's not scary. Like, let's face it. When's a horror movie nowadays ever really actually scary? They're not. But that doesn't not make it a horror movie. But it's fucking brilliant. This was a goddamn brilliant movie. I was really amazed about everything about it. The writing of the movie, the concept, the directing, the acting, the music scores, and just the little other, like, you know, famous hits that they added into that movie. Just everything about it. It's one of those movies that you're really gonna want to pay attention to it, because I could see where a lot of things will fly over people's heads if you're really not paying close attention to it. I was like trying to look out for all the little there's a lot of symbolism in this movie. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this movie that I was catching on quick. And then everything started being put together. And yes, there's a big twist at the end. They make you think one thing, and then they don't make you think another. That's all I'm gonna say. But, you know, with this kind of movie, you expect that. And, like, you know, it's not like... if anyone's seen Hereditary, that's one of those movies where you don't know what the fuck the movie's about until you're watching it. This movie, it's more about... like, yeah, you know what it's about. You got, like, the gist of it when you see the preview. But everything starts to unfold when you see it. The movie's a fucking puzzle, you know? You start off, everything's scrambled, and then you're just trying to piece everything together. And even after you see the movie, you don't have everything fully pieced together. I watched a bunch of interviews when I got home from the movie because I was just so infatuated by it. Mostly of Jordan Peele, because I'm like, dude, how the fuck does like one person come up with this movie? You're a goddamn genius. And you gotta be like a sick motherfucker in the head to come up with shit like this. They just have a lot of dark thoughts. But anyways, I was watching his interviews, and he said that he made this movie for people to, like, want to and kind of obligated to go see more than once, so you can put everything together. Maybe, and he said maybe even 3 times. So he made it to where you won't fully not understand everything, but not have everything put together the first time around. When you go see it the second or third time, you're gonna catch on to things you didn't notice the first time, and then since you know exactly how it goes down, you're going to see things, you're going to go back and watch it and see, like, now that you know how everything played out, how, you know, how everything's going on. So, for those who've seen the movie that are watching this, you know what I mean by that. But I definitely recommend this. I give this movie, like, I'm one to really set the bar high for a movie before it comes out, and then I go see it and kind of disappointed. I always have a vision for how a movie's gonna play out, and then if the movie doesn't fully go in that vision, I'm kind of disappointed. Suicide Squad. Anyways, but with Us, it's not that I really had a vision for it. It's more that I was trying to like put myself in like Jordan Peele's shoes. I was trying, because I've seen Get Out. I've seen what direction this guy has. Jordan Peele has his own tone and mood, and so I already had a feeling of how Us, at least the style and the direction was going to go, and it definitely went in the way I thought it was going to. That movie was just more than what I expected. Like, a lot of shit that was happening, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't fucking see this coming. But yes, this one definitely I consider a horror movie. Has a lot more horror elements to it. It's very violent. It has a lot of creepy moments. With all the doppelgangers, they're all creepy. That's the one thing I will say. You got one that's fast moving. You got one making a lot of weird noises. It's a creepy movie. And honestly, I think sometimes creepy is better than actually scary. Because scary, it's all about, well, what scares you? Some people are going to go see a movie and scare them, depending on what it's about. Shit like that scares them. Like, let's say ghosts. If ghosts scare you, well, then you're probably going to be scared by like Insidious or Sinister and even Paranormal Activity, I guess. But it all depends. But creepy, it's not hard to creep out people. You pick very generic things, which, and it's all about if you can pull that off or not, which Jordan Peele's pulling off. I know he says, I believe it was after Get Out, he said that he has 3 more movies that he has thoughts for. I'm like, dude, keep them coming. You're killing it, dude. Don't stop. And what I do like is that after he won, because he won an Oscar for Best Director, and I believe Best Adapted Screenplay. I could be wrong about that one, but I know Best Director he won for Get Out. So he didn't let that go to his head and try to go over the top with this one. He stayed true to how audiences were gonna feel about this. He didn't just go for, all right, what are the critics gonna think? Is this gonna get me another Oscar? No, he was like, I want to see what my audiences are gonna think, because that's how I respect it. That's how I would do it too. He was saying that, he wants his audiences, to be like private investigators, have a little bit of intelligence to dive deep into his movie and his story and try to unfold everything. And even after, like I said, after the movie, you don't have everything pieced together. It might take a second or third time around, or the more you think about it, everything starts making sense. And you start putting all the little details together. I highly recommend this movie. With all the movies coming out, I mean, I know what my favorite's probably gonna turn out being, but this movie's up there so far for my favorite movies of 2019, and definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time now, and also one of my favorite written movies. It's a great, creative, original story with a very deep concept and meaning behind it, I believe. There's a lot of symbolism and imagery and foreshadowing, which I think is very important elements to a movie, especially this kind of movie. It's very deep. It's got a very deep meaning to it the more you think about it. So I definitely recommend you going to see this at the show, and then probably even seeing it more than once, which I'm gonna do. I actually have plans to go see this again in a couple days. I'm excited to see it again and try to piece everything together, you know? It's like a mission almost. If I had to give this movie a rating, I'm gonna give it a solid A. I really did not have that many problems with this. Really, not many flaws at all with this one. And honestly, one thing, and maybe it had a couple points where I'm like, okay, it's becoming too much. But it didn't bother me as much as it bothers me in most movies, that there's a lot of humor to it. And that usually bothers me with horror movies. Like sometimes I just don't know what the point of it is. If it's a horror movie, you're here to try to scare us and creep us out, not make us laugh. Depending what moment it is. And I always go back to the Halloween movie because I remember the new Halloween movie where Michael Myers jumps out of the closet and they threw something that the little kid said in there to say, like, you know, to make the audiences laugh. I'm like, okay, no, when you got Michael Myers showing up, that's to creep everyone out and make things intense, not to make us laugh. So I don't get it. I don't mind humor, but there's a right time and there's a time and place for those kind of things. With with Us, the humor was at the right time and the right place, in my opinion. And there is a lot of it. And, there might have been a couple moments where I'm like, okay, this was supposed to be a creepy moment. You didn't have to throw a joke in there. But hey, it did not ruin the movie and didn't even ruin this scene for me. Not at all. Not at all. And that's the thing. Like, Jordan Peele's a comedian. He started off with noise. Like, that's who he is. So, it works. It's fitting. Overall, fantastic movie. One of, if not the most original, creative storylines and concepts and just well-written, put-together film. So yes, go see Us. Highly recommended. Please pay super close attention because it's honestly a lot more fun and a lot better when you're diving deep into that movie. You're gonna really start catching on to things the more you watch the movie. And you might not even catch on to everything, because when it still hits I thought I was catching on to everything, and when it hit the end, I was like, shit. Okay, I guess I was still kind of wrong. So, it's fun. It's like a game. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Go see the movie. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.